This week on the Digital Marketing Scoop, it's Jen's last episode. So look, for everyone listening, basically Jen is finishing up at Cliq in, where are we here now? We're the 11th of January, so kind of first week of July.
Yes.
So obviously we're all very upset to see Jen leave, but also excited she's going off venturing out on her own, so fair play to her. So Jen, how did you enjoy your time at Cliq?
My what?
Your time at Cliq.
My time at Cliq has been great. I mean, it has been well over the year and a half now at this stage, has it? February?
Yeah, about a year and a half, I'd say, yeah.
Year and a half point, yeah. But I mean, like, it's been absolutely fantastic. And I think even like this conversation here goes to show how nice it is to work at Cliq. It's not often that someone gets to sit down and like have a goodbye like this, or to do an episode like this to kind of wrap up, or acknowledge it in some way, because I think a lot of people just turn it over, and sometimes there could be kind of bad feelings and stuff, but it's not really that way at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, Jesus, it was a shock, all right, when because it was the middle of lockdown and you're like, can I give you a call? It's like, yeah, sure. I was like, not expecting that.
This time.
Not expecting that.
I think what you said to me was, fuck off.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Jesus, yeah. So do you have any kind of plans in particular yourself? Any particular areas you're hoping to look at afterwards? Or
I think what I've learned is that I'm going to stay away from SEO. But in saying that, I think working with Cliq has shown me what I want to lean into as well. I mean, I love the performance marketing side of things and diving into that kind of side of things as well.
Cool.
But I mean, before Cliq as well, I was working in training departments in the chamber, and I was doing a lot around and I still kind of like that side of things. Now I know it's not something Cliq do a huge amount of, but I think that's might be something additional that I incorporate in going forward.
Brilliant.
But yeah, for the most part, I think I'm going to stick with the good old performance marketing.
Very good.
When I think of SEO, it hurts every bone of my body.
So I suppose, look, the big thing from the front end that people see is obviously you're a co-host of this podcast.
Yeah.
So that's how and as we speak, actually, someone has already accepted an offer. So we have somebody coming in who'll be on the podcast from
which we're excited about.
Which we're very excited about. Absolutely.
I think they will do great.
I think they will too. But what was your experience in that like? Because obviously for both of us, that was a completely new experience.
It was very daunting at the start. I think as well because we started it I think it was in May, and I had started in the February.
Yeah.
So I was actually still new to Cliq in a sense as well. So there was kind of like, at the start, it was a little bit of a mixture between this has to go really, really well. And also like, I wanted to show that I could do it as well, that kind of way. So there was kind of like the balance of that as well. But like, I think everything went smoothly until the first time we sat down in front of the camera. Or not even in front of the camera, because we didn't record the first few, but the first time we sat down to have a conversation, because we thought it would be maybe a little easier than it was, because I definitely thought it was as well, but I was so panicked beforehand that I was like, prep. I could have said everything I wanted to say blindfolded, and it was actually nearly scripted for me because I had the sense of panic. But now we're like, this conversation is completely different if you look back.
Yeah. Everything's, wing it, but it's not kind of wing it anymore. It's just more built up the skills to have those conversations, I suppose.
Yeah, it's the run of it even.
Yeah. But I mean, Jesus, that first one, I was like, no, I won't need notes or anything. Sure, I know what we're talking about. And then you go into it like, oh, bollocks.
So we're not even referring to the first one that was released. Oh, I'd love to try find it. It's probably somewhere in the Google Drive folders.
Probably. So look, that's obviously was a big part of your role here.
Yeah.
And obviously the other side is obviously the client facing work.
Yeah.
I suppose overall, just as for anyone listening, maybe down the line, let's use this as a future recruitment tool for Cliq.
I knew there was another side to this coin.
There's always an angle.
There's always a piece of content to be made.
I suppose just in terms of, you know, what you learned here, the atmosphere, the good and the bad. Not everywhere is perfect. Just what was the overall experience like?
The overall experience was great because the only thing I would say is that it's a shame people don't see more of Christian on the camera, because Christian is actually such
Amazing.
like an amazing coworker, you know, and he taught me everything you could imagine about Google Ads in particular. I mean, like, he's unbelievable at it, and I don't say it lightly when I say that I'd put money that he's probably one of the best in Cork at Google Ads.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
I mean,
he also learned from the best, Jen, so you know.
Yeah, I know, but could you hop in on him now?
Probably take a while after to get back on the horse at this stage, probably.
Yeah, but I mean, like, working with Christian, I mean, in particular, you're going to get such a high skill set in Google Ads and performance marketing in particular. There were so many little things that I thought I knew coming in, especially because there's an air of confidence, I think, when you kind of are halfway through or getting a master's degree, because there's a level of, you associate a master's degree with a level of kind of knowledge on something, but the practicality of it is completely different. Like, I always say it openly that I've learned a lot more in Cliq that I've used in my everyday work than I did. Now, in saying that, like, I learned so much in the master's degree as well that I've also carried over, but in terms of like your day-to-day activities, I mean, in college and stuff, you can learn these big huge systems for creating strategies, and those are great, but often on the ground it's much faster. Clients don't really have the budget for the research a lot of the times, and you have to work around that, and you have to learn quickly how to kind of connect the dots. And I think that learning with Christian has probably been one of the most meaningful learning experiences of my career to date. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
And
that's
you,
lovely.
Of course, but I've been sitting next to Christian more.
That's great to hear, though. That's brilliant. But yeah, no, I remember pretty much when you started, like, you were given a project straight away. You're thrown in at the deep end. But that is it. That is by far and away the best way to learn, really.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, and even like, I think I nearly prefer that way of learning as well, because there's no hand holding with it. You learn, you either hit the ground running or you don't with these kind of things sometimes. And I think if you, especially in marketing, I think that was actually a really good way to do it, in a sense of just like, here's a project, let's sink or swim, in a sense as well, because marketing changes so quickly that you can't constantly be putting up your hand and going, what's this? How do you do this? How do you do that? You have to just, the amount of blogs you have to read as a marketer every single day, even still, like, I will Google how to, and
you're learning every single day.
It's one of those careers where it'll never ever stop. Every single day you're just going to have to learn. And I think the best way to sometimes to show someone, like, if you're working in an agency, you just need to learn off the bat, is just, here you go, do it.
Yeah. I do. I especially on we have a smaller project or whatever, but if it ticks like loads of different boxes around, Google Tag Manager, analytics, Facebook ads, if you're going to, and that is the perfect project. I think you're going to get a taste of everything, and you'll learn fairly quickly whether it's the right role for you or not. Then as well.
I remember that first 2 weeks when it was at the tracking I was setting up. Oh my God, on buttons or something, and I was just going, oh my God, it's not triggering. Oh my God, it's triggered twice. Oh my God, it's not triggering. And like, oh my God. But now if you gave me something to track, I'd be like, it's one of those things where you just have to learn. Oh, and like, I'd consider myself absolutely fine with Google Tag Manager now, and I have no doubt that at some stage something's going to cross my path where I'm going to have to, again, go to YouTube and watch a video on how to do something. I think that's one of the things as a marketer, you can never say that no marketer can say they know it all. You just have to keep at it.
Yeah. No, it is. It's a constant learning experience. And in digital, there's so much as well. And there's so many tools.
Yeah.
And people see SEO and Google Ads as the same thing, and they're absolutely nothing to do with each other. There's things like that. And then people just assume, okay, you're good at one thing, so you must be good at all these other things as well. Sure, they're all the same thing, and they're not. Everything is different. It has its own set of tools. Everything is its own workflow. So it is. There's no doubt about it. It is challenging, but you'll get to learn a lot. And hopefully have a bit of fun along the way.
But even with the mindset side of it as well. I mean, they're working with clients in particular. Sometimes there can be this old school 10 years ago marketing gets stuck in people's head. When I think you said something about it before, where like you learn something once and then you perceive that to be true forevermore. But it's those things where the traditional forms of outbound screaming marketing just doesn't work anymore. And a lot of the time as well, it's about saying, okay, there's all of these fields, there's all this, that, the other, but sometimes you have to just strip it right back to just a conversation with someone and really kind of sit them down and not patronize, but kind of re-educate them on where their brand and stuff should kind of align and be going as well. And I think that's a huge learning curve with it as well. And I think that's something I really gained with Cliq as well.
Cool. Excellent.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'll hopefully be able to use going forward.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say, Jen. Obviously, we're going to miss you massively.
Me too.
So it's been absolutely fantastic. You've been amazing team member at Cliq. And sure, who knows? Maybe you will be again down the line.
Market's content's up. I'm sure it won't. We'll touch wood.
I'm 100% sure it won't either.
No, but it's been amazing. I can't. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm equally sad to be leaving as I am excited. But I've no doubt in my mind that we'll be crossing paths with work here and there and chatting to each other. Yeah. And obviously having a pint when this is all over.
when that's legal.
I know. Prohibition. Yeah, it's a pity that we couldn't do this like even face to face. Even all of it. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to when everything's lifted and we'll have to have a team plus Jen pint.
Absolutely, definitely.
Yeah.
Brilliant, Jen. Absolute pleasure.
Thanks.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Jen here. I just want to say a big thanks to everyone who has listened to the podcast over the last few months. It's been great seeing the feedback and sharing of the digital marketing knowledge. I'm looking forward to the next step in my career with J Digital, but I'm so excited to continue listening to the Digital Marketing Scoop with the fabulous new co-host Pamela. Wishing all the team and Cliq the best, and I can't wait to check out the next episodes of the Digital Marketing Scoop. Stay tuned and thanks again for listening.